Hello, everybody, and welcome back. This is Wednesday, May 28th, 2025. The show We Grow Wednesday. We Grow Wednesday is about getting through the week and thinking about what you've accomplished, what you still have to accomplish, and thinking about all sorts of connections to our main goal, which is what everybody has to eat, right? And so we're going to get into that in a few minutes. If you could help us out, hit that like button, share it with some friends. I'm going to play a little intro for 4 minutes and 20 seconds, and we will be right back here, 10 o'clock a.m. Central Time every Wednesday. So we'll get with the show in just a few minutes, guys. If you could help me out with that, tag some friends, I appreciate it.
When the indoor farmer has a tale to tell, under the glow of LED lights where his stories dwell. He's not just growing greens, he's sowing seeds of thought. In a studio with a microphone where wisdom's bought. We grow Wednesday from 8 to 9. Tune in, folks, for our communal time. With Waylon, we'll learn to grow in life, in love, and in what we sow. He's a man of the soil and a man of the word, a veteran with a vision, his voice undeterred. From cannabis tales to the latest farm tech, his shows where the nerds and the farmers intersect. He lights up the airwaves with truth and care, sharing joys, the highs, and yes, the wear and tear. On We Grow Wednesday, we're all one big team. Growing together is the ultimate dream. We Grow Wednesday from 8 to 9. Tune in, folks, for a communal time. We'll live and we'll learn to grow in life, in love, and in what we sow. He's a man of the soil and a man of the word, a veteran with a vision, his voice undeterred. From cannabis tales to the latest farm tech, his shows where the nerds and the farmers intersect. He lights up the airwaves with truth and care, sharing joys, the highs, and yes, the wear and tear. On We Grow Wednesday, we're all one big team. Growing together is the ultimate dream. We Grow Wednesday from 8 to 9. Join Waylon for our journey so fine. Learning, laughing, and sometimes sad, but always together from the good to the bad. He speaks of the benefits, the pros and the cons of the plant that has helped him feel less withdrawn. With guests from all walks, stories to share, Waylon makes sure that no one feels like they're there alone. So come every Wednesday, find your place in his light, where Waylon, the indoor farmer, invites you to grow not just plants, but your soul, your mind, in a world where together we're truly aligned. Tune in, grow with us, let's expand our view on We Grow Wednesday with Waylon. It's true.
Waylon, the indoor farmer, has a tale to tell. Under the glow of LED lights where his stories dwell. He's not just growing greens, he's sowing seeds of thought. In a studio with a microphone where wisdom's taught. We Grow Wednesday from 8 to 9. Tune in, folks, for a communal time with Waylon. We'll learn to grow in life, in love, and in what we sow. He's a man of the soil and a man of the word, a veteran with a vision, his voice undeterred. From cannabis tales to the latest farm tech, his shows where the nerds and the farmers intersect. He lights up the airwaves with truth and care, sharing joys, the highs, and yes, the wear and tear. On We Grow Wednesday, we're all one big team. Growing together is the ultimate dream. We Grow Wednesday from 8 to 9. Tune in, folks, for a communal time with Waylon. We'll learn to grow in life, in love, and in what we sow. He's a man of the soil and a man of the word, a veteran with a vision, his voice undeterred. From cannabis tales to the latest farm tech, his shows where the nerds and the farmers intersect. He lights up the airwaves with truth and care, sharing joys, the highs, and yes, the wear and tear. We grow I sail on one big sea, rolling the channel.
When the indoor farm.
Oh, that's weird. Hmm. Had to refresh. Website broke on me. All right, we're back. Let me see if I'm audible. I am. Excellent. Welcome, everybody. It's We Grow Wednesday, May 28th, 2025. We're getting to the heat of it. Today, actually, it was kind of chilly still today. It's great. It's kind of a weird, chill, like a cool summer so far, but we really haven't got into the heat of it. June is going to be hot. Can't wait till the token float at the end of the month. Lots of events going on this month, I'm sure, and next month, of course. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one. I hope everybody's having a good, spring, summer ish so far. I am your host, Waylon, the indoor farmer, and this is We Grow Wednesday. Uh, I plan to look through a few things today. We have quite a few stories going on. Uh, Farm Week now. I'm gonna find some more websites for this, but typically we have a handful of websites we check out and we look at different stories going on. So let me know. Send me stories that you might have in the health and wellness field. Growing, farming, and I will check into them live on the air. But I also have, I think somebody sent some grow pictures of their plants, so we might check that out a little bit later. Of course, we have our number wheel to spin tonight for the Indoor Farmer subscribers. Go sign up at theindoorfarmer.locals.com. And we'll do a door prize a little bit later. So anybody watching from Facebook or wherever else, if you could hit that like button and comment, share us out with some friends, and we will, or tag a couple of friends maybe, and we'll get you in on the door prize a little bit later today. Let's see. Tornado Alley is moving east. Okay, we might have to check some of these stories out here. USDA boosts funding for food safety inspections. Okay, I'm down for that. I'm down for that. Williamsfield FFA, Future Farmers of America, digs into new test plot. Okay, I don't know what that means or how exciting that is. Anyway, okay, let me pull this up on screen and we will get searching around for some awesome stories happening right now with things like our food and our health and our wellness. Maybe I don't have the best delivery. Maybe I'm not the funniest all the time, but I think we need more shows like this. We need people to sort of dig deep and look into what's happening with our health and our food. And I don't always find every story, of course, but it is usually a journey on Wednesdays. So join me. All right, let me see. Search this. Put the whole thing up. Put the whole thing up. Let's go here. Hey, what's up, Chris? I see you on the Rumble. Come on in on the Rumble, guys. Not now. Okay. Oh, hey, Jess. I see you as well. Good morning. Yeah, mountain weather can be pretty hectic, I would assume, Chris. Hey, Jess. I see you on the Facebook. I tagged like 100 people today. Let's see if any of them say hello. I did it a little differently this time. Okay, so this is farmweeknow.com. I use this quite a bit. It is tailored mostly to people in my state, but it talks a lot about national and international things as well. But we do have a thing we call it Tornado Alley here in Illinois. They have a story here by Lindsey Jones: shifting weather patterns, moving Tornado Alley east, moving it east, wagons east. You guys ever seen that movie? It's a good movie. Tornado Alley, the loosely defined U.S. region where tornadoes occur most frequently, shifting eastward as atmospheric conditions favorable to tornadoes become more common in states outside of the Great Plains. A CBS Chicago meteorologist told ag professionals last week. Well, let's see who's east of Illinois. You've got Missouri probably already has tornadoes. Like they're talking east of the Great Plains, so we're talking like Colorado, um, Idaho, maybe some of the mountains, just before the mountains where you are, Chris. Or no, you're in the other side, other mountains, Kayla's mountains. Storm claims climb in Illinois. We've had a lot of storms recently, from May 15th through the 17th. As of May 21, Country Financial received 2,131 claims. Wow. That's a lot of claims. That's my insurance company. Let's see. And not only are tornadoes producing conditions becoming more common in the deep south and upper Midwest, David Yeomans said, but the number of tornadoes that occur is in a given outbreak has also increased. It's the most pronounced thing in tornadoes on the calendar. Tornadoes used to predictably and reliably be in March, April, May. There was a big curve that went up and then it went back down later in the summer. Right. That would be your tornado season, we call it. Yeoman said now we're having deadly tornado outbreaks in December. In December? When and where was that? Okay, he says Yeomans was referring to a December 2018 tornado outbreak across the state that produced an EF3 tornado that hit Taylorville and Christian County the hardest. Okay, I don't remember this. It's hard to remember things before 2020, you know what I mean? One of several examples of weather extremes or shifting patterns that impact the growing season for farmers. Right. So farmers have to worry about these weather patterns, whether or not they believe it's a global warming thing, or whether they think that the Earth is gonna, you know, uh, turn 90 degrees and Florida is going to be the equator, and all these different things. They have to think about it at the very least, and they don't necessarily have to be a you know activist or anything to be worried about it. Severe thunderstorms, wind events, or DHOs, straight line winds of 58 miles per hour or more that cause damage for at least 240 consecutive miles, have also been on the uptick in Illinois and the central U.S., Yeoman said. Okay. A simple example of that is that if the temperatures are warmer overall in the Gulf of Mexico, you get a south wind blowing from the Gulf, which brings that warm, moist air in the summer, and you just have thunderstorms fuel more often, he said. If it's 3 degrees hotter overall, warmer air holds more moisture that can just make ingredients necessary for thunderstorms more often. Okay, kind of repeated himself there. Warming temperatures were a theme of the several weather presentation. Severe weather presentation was Yeoman, noting that data shows that the average summer temperature in the Peoria area has risen by 3 degrees since 1970. I thought the Earth was in a cooling period. You guys know better than I do that 3 degrees over a 3-month period, every hour, every day, can lead to a huge difference in how plants behave and respond, how crops grow. He said that also, of course, can create differences in freeze cycles. Freeze cycles. It's when they have like a low temperature in the early morning, or maybe overall throughout the year. I'm not sure. In Rockford, another non-urban example, municipality that has recorded dates back to the 1890s. Yeoman said that the first freeze dates of the year are now 10 days later than they were prior to 1990. The last freeze of the year is occurring about 10 days sooner, shrinking the cold winter months. Okay, so is he saying, is he saying global warming, watch out, or is he just reporting data here? Let's see. The rising temperatures have also impacted rainfall. Yeoman said researchers with the fifth National Climate Assessment have documented a shift towards excessive spring rains in the Midwest that delay planting and rapid transition between flood and flash drought. Oh, wow. Yeah, we had a lot of flash droughts here in Illinois where it doesn't rain for maybe 3 weeks and it's 90 degrees to 100 degrees and the soil dries out quickly. Yes, especially if it's dead soil, with chemicals or just chopped up with tillers. And we're not seeing a sharp increase in 100-degree days in Chicago or Rockford. We're not even seeing a sharp increase in 90-degree days, he said. But what we are seeing is that 2 or 3 degrees of warming of the overall summer days and night temperatures. Gilman said these shifts combined with this year's negative Pacific North American pattern can result in even more tornadoes or severe weather this summer as the conditions for those events trend favorable. National Weather Service data shows Illinois hit a new state record for tornadoes in 2024 with 142 reported. That broke a record of 125 reported tornadoes set in 2006. It's May 19. There were 92 reports of tornadoes statewide, according to the Illinois State Water Survey, setting a year-to-date record from the same time last year. Illinois state climatologist Trent Ford told Farm Week that by May 19th last year, there had been just 58 reported tornadoes. Interesting. Some interesting tornado information this week on Farm Week Now. Don't forget about the door prize wheel. We're going to be getting people on that. I guess I could start doing that here and there to tantalize the folks. We got Jess B and we got Chris on the Rumble. All right. Hi Doc. Hi Shane. Hi James. Hi Dan. Hi everybody that's popping through on the Facebook. I'm going to pin this. Why not say hello before you go? I say. We'll get back to marijuanamoment.net at some point here. Let me check out some foodandwine.com. I'm not going to that for $3,000 unless you want to give me a free pass because I could cover the event. Egg flights in this economy, everything you need to know about the new snack trend. Oh, I bet it's a rich person thing now because eggs are expensive. I get it. Hi Doc, thanks for saying hello. I'm sure you're busy doing things going about your day, but I appreciate it. Let's see, egg flights are trending online as content creators showcase their selection of hard-boiled eggs topped with various condiments and garnishes, also called 6 eggs 6 ways. 6 eggs 6 ways? That sounds terrible. Every egg flight includes 3 eggs sliced in half with the eggs covered in different toppings like mayo, bacon, kimchi, peanut butter, and more. Would you guys do this? Would you do the egg flight trend? The egg flight trend. That sounds really dumb. Let's look more into it here. Are there pictures of the garnished eggs? No. I'll just read the key points here. Social media users, we already read this. Their new favorite snack trend, egg flight. Also, okay. Each egg flight is made of 3 boiled eggs. Okay. Did we basically already read everything needed to know? That every egg half is finished with a different array of toppings. Okay. Bloody Mary inspired, peanut butter and jelly. Yeah, I don't know about peanut butter and jelly eggs. No, thank you. That just made my stomach curl just a little bit. Peanut butter and jelly egg flights. Ugh. Ugh. Rotisserie chicken recipes. Okay, coffee pros. Love a mocha pot. Here's why. A mocha pot. It's a new type of pot. Interesting. Well, let's go more into like news. I want to see like information, food news maybe. Let's see, food news. What's going on in our grocery stores? Ooh, we know those places are cesspools. Sam's Club, pizzas. Okay, there's a new contender in the world of pizza delivery, and it's Sam's Club. Oh, they're gonna deliver. Sam's Club is taking on pizza delivery. Okay, okay, this makes some sense because think about it. They're cutting out the middleman. No pun intended. They're keeping more of the pie, if you know what I'm saying. Pun intended that time. But this is kind of interesting. It's like think of a good example or a good analogy. It'd be like buying lumber from the guy cutting the tree down. Like they must have a kitchen. They must be making their own deli stuff there too. So why not? They have pizzas probably already, and they just have to hire drivers to deliver. Interesting. I don't know that we need to read the story, but I try not to eat pizza anymore. Pizza is not the healthiest snack or meal, if you will. Just another day in the neighborhood. Okay, well, what's going on, Doc? What's going on with you? Anything in the health world? I've been taking magnesium for a few weeks now. It's doing wonders, helping me sleep. But then I have the puppy keeping me awake every few hours. But hey, he does a good job at night. 7 of the best vegan items to buy. No, thank you. We're gonna skip that. Not vegan. These 3 grocery stores sell custom birthday cakes for $25 or less. Who wants that? The cheaper the cake, the more likely you're not gonna have. Okay, first of all, cakes aren't healthy, but maybe we could make a healthy cake. I don't know. I'm sure there's some like cardboard tasting cakes out there. But I'm just saying, the cheaper you go, the cheaper the ingredients, the more likely it's even worse for you, I should say. That's how we'll put it. Gross, right, Jess? The peanut butter eggs. Working the Trader Joe's weekend rush. Trader Joe's. I've never been to Trader Joe's. I don't think we have one anywhere nearby. Stock these 5 frozen Walmart staples for easy, affordable weeknight dinners. No. How to impress all your friends this weekend with a Trader Joe's bunch board. Okay, no. These are like advertisings. I tried every fried chicken spot in my city. Okay, so they're I'm not seeing any like actual like news. I'm not seeing. I want some news. I don't think I'm going to find it here. This is usually for fun, this website, but sometimes they have some good knowledgeable good articles for our knowledge. The bar news, fast food news. I just want restaurant news, like restaurants. Well, I guess bar news. I don't really care about bars, but Mexico City welcomes a new cocktail bar from Team. Okay, all right, we're just gonna we're moving on. We're moving on. All right, let me put me back up. Hello, everyone, and let me find something over here for us to check out. I read you read 500 milligrams magnesium daily for brain health and can prevent dementia. I don't know it's proven yet though. Huh. So I have like restless legs at nighttime, all the time, really. Like that's why you see me standing up. Like like I can't just stand still for very long. But the magnesium has helped for that. It most certainly has helped. Um, hmm. Well, we can check out Twitter for a minute if you want. X. So that's good statement by Dr. Lufkin. I try to make my food choices as if my health and life depend on them, because they do. So that hits deep. It hits deep. See what RFK had to say here. This was a couple weeks ago, but there was a big hearing. I didn't get to watch the whole thing. I've seen snippets of it. We should do like a live watch of it sometime. But let's see what he says.
The budget for my agency increased by 38% over the Biden administration, and Americans got sicker, and more Americans overdosed, and more Americans died from cancer. And we have now an epidemic of colorectal cancers in our children.
Oh,
And the chronic disease rate has now gone up to 60%. The autism rate has dropped to 1 in 31 children. And all that money that was supposed to
I want to say so. Like I saw this other stat. I believe it's for boys only, but it's like 1 in 16 boys have autism. 1 in 31 is for both sexes, and yeah, 1 in 31 kids. Period. Yeah, that's insane.
cure those diseases or avert them. None of it worked. What we need is leadership and a new vision, and I'm bringing that to my agency. So we're actually doing more with less, and we are going to continue to do that. And what I'm doing at my agency is I'm realigning all these perverse incentives that have driven up costs and driven down health. I'm realigning so that people can make money in this country and markets can make money.
Look at
The budget for my agency
okay.
increased by
So he didn't like him saying all that. They were about to stop it. I'd like to see more of the whole thing, but this is from the 22nd. The government has never admitted that the United States is in an existential public health crisis. Today we did, and now we're going to do something about it. So, I mean, I see what the critics would say. It's like, well, you just declared a crisis and da 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 da. But that's been going on for a while. Oh, I declare this epidemic or that drug crisis or this, a crisis at the border or a crisis here or there. And so, I mean, yeah, it is what it is. But whether you believe we are getting healthier or not is, I guess, subjective, but it's also in the data. You can look at the data. But the other issue is that our population grows. And with the growing of populations, the pies, the slices of the pies grow, which means the percentage of people with issues or without issues, all of those percentages should be growing. But if we see a overall drop in our health numbers and a rise in chronic disease, a rise in chronic issues, he said colorectal cancer in children, that's crazy. But that I think it's almost obvious without looking at data that we have more issues now than we have. But there are more. I think there are more people there. I think there are more Americans, we'll say, that are becoming more health conscious than there have been in the last 50 years. We may not be healthier than we were 50 years ago, but now we have more people actually trying to pay more attention to these things and working on their own personal households and their own lives, like cutting out plastics, cutting out chemicals, trying to work on their diets. And we've had fad diets for a long time, but not people actually item by item working on their own specific diets like we do a lot now. Jess says you never been to X before until the Memorial Day podcast I did with Dr. Heath and the other veterans. Well, that was a good one. It was worth going to it. Dr. Heath is on Facebook, but I cannot find him. I don't know what his name is there. So otherwise I would have shared that. Well, let's hear what he says, what RFK says here.
So this is the first time in history that all of government has come out with a consensus document that all the cabinet officials agree on. Right. And that says we are in a existential crisis now in our country. It's important. The government has never admitted that before. And today we're all admitting it, and we're saying now we're going to do something about it. We have 60 days. This was the diagnostic.
Yeah.
In 60 days, we are gonna deliver the prescription of the initiatives that we need to do. But we're already doing it.
And that's a pretty quick
We're
deadline.
we're already getting rid of chemicals in our food, of food dyes,
Right.
which people have been trying to do for years. We did it in the first 100 days. So this is the first time in history that all of government.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. They did it in the first 100 days that we've been talking about food dyes for years that I know of. Facebook only. That's okay, Jess. X is to me, X is a lot more news based. I mean, there's cannabis communities on X. Look, I'll just show you guys real quick here. There's something called Weed Twitter. It's a group on X that you can well, maybe I got the name. No, it's a community thing. Let's do that here. So these are like groups that you can join. Here's one on X. All they show is cannabis stuff. Cannabis in a condom package. That's funny. Let's go home and search. Let's go with junk food and sugary drinks to be removed from food stamps eligibility per. So this is from May 24th. I thought I saw this story a lot earlier than that. Let's hear what they have to say, though.
The second thing is that you mentioned, sir, in your remarks that we are on track to sign multiples of SNAP waivers to get junk food and sugary drinks out of our food stamp system. And I am so proud. I am so proud to announce that on Monday, I was in Nebraska with Governor Pillen, where we signed the first one. An hour ago, I signed the second one for Governor Braun in Indiana. He may not even know that. I've got it right here, sir. I also signed the third one, Governor Kim Reynolds of Iowa, about an hour ago.
I want to say we saw this.
Half a dozen more coming down the line. And, sir, that has never happened before. Under Republican or Democrat administrations, we have never made that happen before. So I am so proud and so grateful for your leadership.
Morrissey here, who was the first one to apply from West Virginia.
Oh, Governor Morrissey.
Oh, Governor Morrissey.
We will make sure you're at the top of the pile, sir. I apologize. Governor Sanders has been a leader. Governor Polis from Colorado. It has been remarkable how these governors have stood up.
That's interesting. He's letting her speak, I guess, but he kind of was like, oh, gosh, she's still talking. It's kind of what it looked like to me. So what do y'all think about that? Taking sugary drinks out of the SNAP and like food stamp benefits. I've used them, and yeah, I bought sugary things. I bought things that weren't good for me. But who's to say what's necessarily good for you? I mean, yeah, there's a lot of medical people that can tell you what they think is good for you, but there's a lot of them that will disagree with each other, and there's a whole lot of debate about what's good for you, what's not good for you, what you should do, what you shouldn't do. But I guess this is a little different, especially when you're considering who pays for the food stamp benefits. I mean, I don't want to pay taxes to make you less healthy by giving you the ability to eat poisonous food. I don't know. I think I agree with it. But I do get it. I get that, people and freedom, but this is not a freedom issue. You're getting a handout from the government like that should come with stipulations other than other than the things that right now already are bad, meaning you can't get it if you make too much money, and a lot of times it's not enough to actually feed yourself, but then if you go and get a lower paying job, then you can get more food stamp money than what you would get if you got a higher paying job. If that makes sense, like like incentivize, but almost disincentivize you to get a better job because of it, and also disincentivize you to live with your significant other, or at least lie about it. They lie about being single and not having a man or a woman, whatever their significant other, and those incentives are there to ensure you get the biggest amount of food stamp money. This incentive I see as a much better thing, incentivizing you to eat healthier or make enough money that you can buy the junk. How what do you mean how it's not hard to regulate, Jess? There's already items that you can get at the grocery store that are not covered for under food stamps. Um there are like non-food items that you could buy, and it separates those things out. So how would you regulate it though? I mean, I don't know that there are things that seem healthy but have sugar in them. Like, what's the amount? Like, is there a sugar percentage that they're going to look for? I don't know. That's going to be hard, and especially when there's new products being made all the time. How would you'd have to like it's kind of like how people get a radar detector for your car so that you know where the speed traps are, so that way you can speed, but then the police will make a better radar jammer, and then they can catch you until you get a better radar detector that out detects that detector, and then you can continue speeding. So it'll be kind of like that, where these manufacturers are, well, okay, let me back up. A lot of food manufacturers are looking at doing things a healthier way, because otherwise they're going to be ass out as we move this direction. There's going to be new manufacturers coming up, new food producers who will do things the way that the American people actually want them done. Whether or not that is a drop in profit from what they could be doing if they put in the poisons and put in the dyes and all that stuff, that is a separate issue, because the companies that grew that built their platform, or built their company, built their wealth off of taking shortcuts, or maybe taking money from other companies in order to put their byproducts into our food, in order to get rid of their byproducts. So I'm sure there was deals made like that. Those companies will probably find it really hard and very expensive to switch back over to doing things wholesome, like whole whole ingredient, and uh, just healthier in general. A lot of terms that you could throw out, but yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. It's going to be an opportunity for anybody that wants to come out with their own company that does things the way that they should have been done all along. Transparency, show the ingredients, show the process, all that kind of stuff. Um, they'd have to do complete inventory of every item. Yeah, and then how that's my point, is that adding new items would be the way around it. They would just, you know, anyway. Um, Canadians' political grift economy. Blame Canada. Blame Canada. Oh, this is interesting. Also, the Earth's biodiversity lies beneath the surface. Yeah, yep. Soil is teeming with life, unless it's not. One Less than 1% of soil-dwelling species have been identified. Interesting. The news is that the loss of is reversible. Okay. Most of the Earth's biodiversity is found in our soil, but soil biodiversity is declining. What can we do to protect? So, okay, I saw a little bit of a Joe Rogan podcast today. I forget who he was talking to, but the guy from the Y Files, and they said something that's interesting. Is like 99% of species that were ever known uh, are gone. Are what do you call it? extinct, and not just because of not from what we're doing or whatever, but because they're the earth like organisms keep changing over time, and ones die off all the time. New ones are like created all the time, um, and it's an interesting cycle. But then for us to kind of, and I don't know if that's exactly what they're saying here. They want to protect the soil biodiversity, not necessarily a specific thing, like protect the you know the frog tree lemur in Madagascar. Like they're not trying to protect a specific thing, I guess. But when I see that happening, when they're like, "Well, I want to, we got to protect the frog or whatever, this certain species that might die if we put this thing here." There's a big difference between that and putting out or bringing up a good argument of, "Hey, we are uh, causing harm to this area for this because of this project, whatever it might be. Name your poison, and it's going to wreck the biodiversity in that area." That's a much better argument than to say, "But the flipper fish is going to die out if you don't do anything," because that sounds like a emotional plea about a specific thing that we don't even know if it has a purpose or not. But to say it's going to wipe out a whole bunch of the biodiversity in an area, that's some serious information. That's something that's going to make an impact, right? And Margaret, hello, hello, good morning, happy Whalen Wednesday, everybody. Yeah. So interesting. Food and agriculture. Can't. I don't want to click that because I'll probably get copyright claimed on Facebook. Although there's only two people or one person on Facebook. National Hamburger Day is today. Be sure to take advantage of these deals tomorrow. Ugh. 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 Buffalo Wild Wings burger might not be too bad for you, although it's gonna be well, it's bad for you, but what I mean is like not as fake as maybe some of the other stuff. Although I hear Burger or Dairy Queen actually does put in decent food. That's why their food's not as sensational and not as tasty as some of the other fast foods, because they don't have all the extra junk in them that makes them addicting. I don't know. That was the story I saw. Free signature Star Burger or Stack Burger, 50% off of any burger for takeout or delivery. Use code GoBurger. I might actually get that burger today. Look, I'm weak. I'm weak. I'm also gonna fast until like tonight. I don't have my son today, or tonight, so I'll probably just eat one thing. She's 2 years old. She weighs 7 kilograms. She suffers from severe uh, malnutrition. She needs special food, which is not available because of border closures. And when it's available, it's too expensive. Okay. Palestinian mother from Gaza explains that the condition of her. Okay, so this is a mother in Palestine. Is that the kid? Kid's a much bigger now. Very little girl, but interesting. New study shows devastating impact of ultra processed foods, and the packaged food industry isn't happy about it. This is from the New York Post. Common food may be responsible for more deaths a year than fentanyl. Whoa. That is probably true, but that just putting it in that statement like that is pretty intense. Now this is going to be just chock full of clickbait and ads, so I don't even know if I can believe this. What is this? This New York Post. Look at all the ads. Like they got to make money somehow, like nonstop ads. Shocking secret hid from the documentary. Like this is all like tabloid stuff. Is the New York Post a tabloid? I know it's not the New York Times, but Worst news ever, hot dog lovers. Ultra processed food, which often contains high levels of sugar, salt, and unhealthy fats, are believed to make up over 70% of the U.S. food supply. Makes sense. New analysis examined data from the U.S. and 7 other countries to estimate percentages of premature and preventable deaths due to the consumption of UPFs, like packaged snacks, sugary drinks, processed meats, and sweetened breakfast cereals. So this couldn't come. This couldn't come at a better time off of the back of the story of us cutting the sugary stuff from the food stamps. Because I know there's a lot of people really upset about that. Oh, freedom, this and that, and they should have the freedoms. Like, what do you mean freedom? It's a handout. It should, and then they end up showing you this, which is a bigger reason to not eat this stuff anymore. I've been trying hard. I've been cutting out as much stuff as possible. I don't buy any of this kind of stuff anymore. No more cookies packaged up. If I buy cookies, it will be from the deli at the store, but that doesn't mean it's better for me, but it's probably got a little bit less of the poison in it. Just saying. Mark Gibb, what's up? What's up, Krista? Hello. What is going on? Are you guys getting booted right out of Facebook as soon as you pop in? What's going on? It's crazy. Looked at the risk of a person dying from eating more ultra-processed foods between the ages of 30 and 69, a time when it would be premature to die. Study co-author Carlos Augusto Monteiro, emeritus professor of nutrition, nutrition and public health in the School of Public Health at Brazil's University of Sao Paulo, told CNN. Their team found that the risk of early death rises by nearly 3% for every 10% increase in calories from UPFs. The findings were published Monday in the American Journal of Preventative Medicine. Interesting. Prior research has linked UPFs to 32 negative health outcomes, including elevated risk of heart disease, cancer, type 2 diabetes, and mental health woes. Mental health woes, they said. Some 124,000 premature U.S. deaths were attributed to UPF's consumption in 2018, said Idero Augusto Fernandez Nielsen, lead investigator of the new study. To compare, nearly 74,000 Americans died from the fentanyl overdose in 2022. Oh, okay. Now, if you do them together, your chances go way up. Sugar and fentanyl together, not sugar, but these processed foods. Fernandez Nielsen and his colleagues built a computer model that estimated percentages of UPFs related early deaths based on data from nearly 240,000 people and almost 15,000 deaths. Now, I got to say, that's going to be really hard to know how much ultra processed foods that someone ate before they died. And then on top of that, to know all of their other habits and the cause of death as well. They would have had to rule out cause of death by physical blunt trauma or gunshot or anything like that. Man, that would be a lot of work, but someone did it. I don't know if I can believe this stuff here, but I definitely believe that it increases your risk of death from all of these other health issues. But it's really, I can't imagine how hard that would be to actually get real data on this. Just guessing. I don't like processed foods though. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's definitely, there's definitely something about it that doesn't pass the sniff test, but I can't imagine that they're wrong. It's just that it's so weird that I think the numbers are probably wrong. You know what I mean? Because where's the Venn diagram of fentanyl and ultra processed foods. Like, where does that make it go up even like exponential, right? Anyway, let's see where we are at on time. Wow, man, I might just have to quit going live on Facebook. That's depressing over there. Shouts out to Rumblers. Rumble is my jam, but it's pretty fucking depressing looking at my Facebook live stream these days. All right, let's get this going here. We got 8 people. Let's see if anyone else has jumped in on the number wheel. We'll check out some marijuana moments in a little bit. Chris, did you? Okay, Chris needs a number. Make sure you don't comment twice on there. I have to go back and check sometimes just to make sure I don't give people double numbers. Chris, you're number 10. Number 10. Used to have 30 people on here. More prizes than ever, more sponsors than ever. And yeah. All right. So we got one more number to add. Guess before we do that, we can check it out and see what's on the front page here on the marijuanamoment.net. Front page story: London mayor backs marijuana decriminalization after a commission he created recommends reform. London mayor? I don't know. I don't really take a lot of stock in what the advice of anyone from London, not just anyone, but political leaders from London. You know, as they have they are allowing their city to be just, or their whole country really over there is has some major problems, just like ours, I guess. But so we will get into it, I guess. But yeah, I'm not gonna take a lot of stock in that. Like, is he going to decriminalize it, but then it's going to be federally illegal like our country, or how's that going to work? Top marijuana advocate who led fight for state legalization ballot measures is departing to focus on preventing citizen initiative process. Preserving citizen initiative process. Interesting. Nevada bill to make it so past marijuana convictions don't disqualify people from being forced or being foster parents, head to governor desk. Okay, that's interesting. So if you were convicted with marijuana charges, you could still foster children. Interesting. Parents or appeals court rejects marijuana company's lawsuit seeking to overturn federal criminalization. So marijuana companies had put in a lawsuit to overturn federal criminalization. Interesting. Here's one from 19 hours ago. Colorado's psychedelic program is now fully launched for operations as state officials certify testing lab. Ohio is more than doubling the amount of marijuana that adults can legally buy per day. Interesting. Well, that kind of makes sense because there's a big difference between somebody smoking marijuana flower and someone wanting to process marijuana into a plethora of different products like gummies, or into their butter for their food, or into syringes for the RSO or FICO oils. Um, that stuff is not like you get a lot less concentrated down, and so I guess I could see why they would want to increase that. It's not. I mean, a lot of people still just smoke flower, but a lot of people are also going into more concentrated forms and more edible forms. California senators kill bill to create psychedelic therapy pilot program for veterans and former first responders. What? In California? California senators kill the bill. That's surprising. So they were going to use psychedelic therapy for veterans and former first responders. That's sad. Happened in Nebraska. Lawmakers approved another medical marijuana commission appointee from governor. Medical Cannabis Commission is charged with crafting rules and regulations so licensing in dispensaries can begin. That doesn't sound good. You're going to have people will be like, you know, bribing the committee so they can get their dispensary opened. And far right Trump ally takes aim at new psychedelic focused hire at federal health agency. And because he's taking aim at psychedelics, they call him far right. He's far right. Far. It reminds me of this old movie with John Leguizamo where he pretends to be Chinese, and he's talking to a Chinaman, and he goes, I'm from far south, and he goes, oh yeah, like where at? He's like far south, and that kind of is what it reminds me of. That's my impression of John Leguizamo doing an impression of a Chinese man. So there you go. Take it to the bank. Right-wing activist with apparent influence over Trump administration has taken aim at a new hire at a top federal health agency. Who's the person? Let's see. Laura Loomer. Oh, okay. Laura Loomer. Let's see. Making inflated claims about an attorney with a history of marijuana and drug policy reform advocacy who is taking on a new role with the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, where he's expected to work to advance psychedelic issues. Laura Loomer, a self-described investigative journalist. You mean like almost all independent people are? Like this website was when they decided to create it themselves, who has stirred controversy over a wide range of issues. She is pretty controversial. Spread misinformation in an X post on Saturday about the hiring of Matthew Zorn to serve as Deputy General Counsel at HHS under Secretary Robert F. Kennedy. Okay, this is getting kind of good here. The news of Zorn's employment of HHS, which Marijuana Moment first reported on Friday, caught attention in part because he's earned a reputation of litigating against the very agency he's now joining, with a portfolio of clients pursuing psychedelic and cannabis reform. I mean, that's probably true. Like, I don't really see a big problem with it. It's just like he's joining his enemies now, I guess. In addition to HHS, Zorn has also pursued cases against the Drug Enforcement Administration, DEA, over drug policy issues such as cannabis rescheduling. And last year, he successfully compelled HHS to release its scientific review policy recommendations to DEA on rescheduling cannabis, for example. Okay. Loomer claimed in her social media post that Zorn was telling drug websites dedicated to mainstreaming psychedelics that he is President Trump's psychedelic czar. She also said it appears to have. Why is this under? Oh, I see. Appears to have been leaked at the press by Zorn without authorization, and accused him of inventing the fake title of psychedelic czar. Well, I mean, was he saying that just to be tongue in cheek, to make it simple? Oh, I'm going to be the new psychedelic czar. Like, that's probably a funny thing. Yeah, telling drug websites dedicated to mainstreaming psychedelics that he is. So maybe he told Marijuana Moment. Maybe he told this website. This appears to have been leaked to the press by Zorn. Well, I guess I can go straight to the tweet. Psychedelic Alpha. So maybe he didn't say it, but these websites are saying it. That's where she's drawing a conclusion there, which doesn't sound necessarily plausible to see. If you would like to read our story for yourself, the pathway has been temporarily lifted, or the paywall pathway. The paywall has been temporarily lifted, so everyone can see it because she brought it up. Interesting. Yeah, that looks like their wording, not his. Maybe he said it. Who knows? Doctors deserve to practice ethical evidence. Okay. All right. All right. Interesting. Oops, I didn't mean to close that. Oh well. Well, let's get another number post spin. Dee Dee Dabs, thanks for popping through. It was good to see your name in the chat there. All right, good. I might be missing comments on Facebook. Who knows? See what happens. It's almost pointless. I'll probably stop doing the show on Facebook soon. So if you want to follow me on Rumble, do that, or somewhere else. Number 2. All right, who's number 2? I do have to do another review show. I was going to do it last night, but I had my son. I'll probably end up doing it later today or tonight after I eat, if anyone cares. Yeah, it'll be some music. It'll be fun. Fun for me. Nobody is the winner. If you're watching on Facebook, say something, and I'll put you on this wheel. Looks like one person's watching. But I don't mean it like that, Jess. I mean if anyone wants to see that show, I don't necessarily want people just to care to care. Wow, holy cow! 3 likes on the Facebook side. Yeah, well, you guys did put in the effort, so I'll give you all 3 an extra spot on here. Paste. MJ for her Rumble side. Nobody on Rumble. Thanks for coming in. Okay, that's it. Oh yeah, I guess I can look at X, but I don't think anyone was over there. MJ. Okay, nobody. I'll put you on one more time. The Facebook side. A lot of well, you know, previous supporters on Facebook that still come through ghosting. They ghost through sometimes. It's going forever. Congrats, Margaret. All right. Guess we could look at a couple. I didn't get many stories or many plant pictures. The event this weekend. Oh man, I don't want to drive to Missouri. 5 hours away. Well, congrats, Margaret. Let's see what you got, Margaret. 21 now? 21. You're into the next spot. I'm have to start you a new. That's what I'll do. Yeah, I'll start a new line for you. Cool. That's weird. Got a notification that was weird. That's probably what happens on Facebook. It notifies you and then and then it takes away the notification. Facebook. I'll be his first commenter. Watching what? You're just standing there. So am I. I'm about to be done, though, so. I wanted to say hi and be the first person to comment on someone else that went live after they popped through my show and didn't say anything. No, I go live 5.
Night on Sunday nights. You don't want to miss out. Say hi next time. I will. Sorry.
That's all I wanted to do. I wanted to be a dick. Cool. Well, let's go over to locals for a few minutes if anybody's interested. I know I got some more Kill Tony to finish up with Carrot Top. Kill Tony with Carrot Top. Come check out the locals. We do like watch parties. We have fun. It's a fun interactive experience. I know you could just go watch it yourself on YouTube, but it's fun over there. And also the giveaways and all the free stuff and all the blah 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 blah. You know, it is what it is. So theindoorfarmer.locals.com. Come and check it out. Let's see. Hour and 12. Okay. Oh, MJ, I already put you down. Let's write down nobody. Nobody has 2 now. Jess, shouts out to Jess B. You won 2 of them yesterday. That's awesome. Oh, hey, Brenda. Straight to the Rumble most times. I appreciate that. Yeah. Well, Facebook's finicky for me anyway, so it is what it is. 21 now. I need to find some friends. Yeah. Yeah, you're welcome to do that, Margaret, but I get it. For some reason, there's a some kind of funk on game night. People don't want the free. They don't want the stuff. I don't know what it is. I may have to. I'll have to end game night or cut the sponsors back, because that's a lot of money going to a smaller and smaller and smaller group of people. So it kind of isn't making sense. It's not going the right direction. You know what I mean? I have fun with it. We have fun. It's a fun game, but yeah. We'll see you all over on Locals if you want to pop over there. It's free, or no, this one will be. Can't switch it over. Yeah, this one will be. I'll do a supporter only stream over there in a minute. Remember, this show is all about finding out what's going on in the world, guys. We want to know what's happening with our food, what's happening with our wellness, even if it gets a little political, because you know what? Politics is inside everything. It's inside all of us. No, but it is a part of everything, right? And so I kind of get into all of it, the muck on Wednesdays. So come and check out watch the replay later on the review I'm going to do for the concert I went to over the weekend. So I'll be doing that later on. And sign up at theindoorfarmer.locals.com. See you later, guys. Thanks.
Yeah, this is for my green thumbs in the game. Waylon the indoor farmer, check my name. Sustainability, we about to reclaim. This is how we do it, keep it in the frame. I'm Waylon the farmer, the indoor king. Living off the grid, what the city can't bring. Got my hydro setup, my LED lights. Growing all my greens, all through the night. Self-sustain, that's the mission. Growing my own, I'm not missing. Indoor farming, the hustle's real. Waylon's here, and he's